This session is going to cover the basics of how to share a folder with colleagues for purposes of online collaboration. For purposes of training, I'm already in my Google Drive, and on the left-hand side I have a list of folders within it. I'm going to go ahead and share today the folder called For Sharing. If I right-click on that folder, there's an icon option for Share, and within that I can go to the sharing properties. By default, our organization has it set where only owners can see files. In this case, I'm going to go ahead and add a colleague. There are several aspects to consider here, and we'll cover them all. First, I'm going to go ahead and put the colleague that I want to add by his Google Apps address and account name. To the right, I can see what permissions I can give him. I can either give him edit permissions, where he's truly going to be able to collaborate and add to the document, or I can give him view permissions, where he just has the ability to view the contents. In this case, I'm going to go with edit. And it's important to note that when you do give edit permissions by default, there are some options there given that are beyond editing. On the bottom of the page, you'll notice that it says that editors will be allowed to add people and change their permissions. In this particular case, I don't necessarily want that. I want Frank to be able to collaborate with me, contribute to the document, but I don't know necessarily if I want him to be able to give permissions to other users to view it or edit themselves. So in that case, I'm going to go ahead and click Change, and I'm going to make it where only the owner can change the permissions. I'm going to retain that myself. Once I've done that, I then have the option to either notify him via email that I've added him to this document, or if I uncheck it, it will simply show up and is shared with me. Since Frank is someone I've shared documents with before and is aware of where to look for them, I'm going to go ahead and uncheck that. If I click OK to apply the settings, it gives me one last warning letting me know that if I skip invitations, they won't be notified that they're having that document shared with them, and that's okay. I'm going to go ahead and click OK and do that. I'll now go back to the sharing page, and it will show me who I have as someone who has permissions and what permissions they have. From here I can re-edit those permissions if I want to view, or I could even make Frank the owner. I could remove him if I choose to, but in this case we're going to go ahead and keep him like I've set him up. And that is the lesson on how to share folders as well as files.